Disorder at the DNC. On the Record is coming to you live from Philadelphia all week long. We're going to be at the Democratic National Convention. Earlier this weekend, all the talk was Secretary Hillary Clinton's vice presidential pick, Senator Tim Kaine from Virginia. But today, a bombshell. DNC Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz stepping down at the end of the week. And it is all over those emails. Not the Clinton server emails, but the leaked DNC emails suggesting Senator Bernie Sanders may have been right when he said it was rigged against him. And it's not just Senator Sanders jumping all over this. Donald Trump immediately jumping in on Twitter saying this: "Today proves what I've always known, that Reince Priebus is the tough one and the smart one, not Debbie Wasserman Schultz." Now, minutes later, Donald Trump tweeted again. This time, "I always said that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was overrated. The Democratic convention is cracking up and Bernie is exhausted. No energy left." Now, throughout the 2016 campaign, Senator Bernie Sanders railed against the DNC.
I've said a long time ago that the time is now for Debbie Wasserman Schultz to step aside. I think it's just a dumb process, which has certainly disadvantaged our campaign. I think the system has many, many flaws. I think the whole superdelegate situation that we have right now is absurd. We have had our differences of opinion with the DNC.
Former Democratic presidential candidate Congressman Dennis Kucinich is here to go on the record. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, so this is a bombshell. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the chairwoman, and they haven't even gavelled the convention to open, and she's now apparently out at the end of the week.
Well, it is a surprise on one hand. On the other hand, as more of these emails come forward, I think you're going to see reverberations not just down the ranks of the DNC, but up towards the Clinton's campaign.
Well, you know, the DNC is supposed to be neutral, like the RNC is supposed to be neutral. They're not supposed to pick sides. Do you have any doubt, reading these emails, that before the primary ended, when Secretary Clinton got all the numbers, that the DNC had picked sides?
Well, they had picked sides, and what Sanders supporters had said, that the process was rigged, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that. And here's more proof, and I think that's going to be felt on the floor of this convention as the Sanders delegates begin to assemble.
So what are they going to do?
Well, you know, there's a lot of things that could happen. You could see a walkout. You could see a demand for an apology from Secretary Clinton. You could see a renewed effort on the floor to try to wipe out the superdelegates. There's a lot of things that they can still do.
How can an apology rectify a rigged system?
It doesn't rectify it, but what it does is it shows an awareness. Right now, the Clinton campaign seems to be tone deaf on this. You're not hearing any kind of sense of remorse about it. Why? I think probably because that's the way they play ball.
See, I think almost as damning is the email about his religion. It's though the First Amendment, freedom of religion, is dead at the DNC. They were going to use his religious beliefs against him.
Well, just in case no one here has a copy of it, I actually brought a pocket constitution with me, in case the people running the DNC have forgotten about the First Amendment, which guarantees freedom of religion.
Well, so I mean, are you appalled? I mean, yes. Absolutely appalled.
You know what? I'm offended by it because the fact of the matter is we are supposed to stand for freedom of religion, and when the Democratic National Committee attempts to make an issue of Bernie Sanders' religion and use it for political advantage in key states where there's a strong Christian population, no, that's not fair, that's out of bounds, and there has to be some kind of penance for that.
Well, early on in the whole primary season, Governor Martin O'Malley, who quit the campaign after Iowa, he complained because he thought that Debbie Wasserman Schultz had rigged the system against him, basically hiding the debates on a Saturday night so that he couldn't do the debates in a very public forum and then raise money and raise funds. I mean, he was likewise saying that the system was rigged against him.
He was right, and the system was rigged with respect to the debates. If all those debates had been in prime time and if they had been on days that people were available to watch and more of the debates, the outcome may have been a little bit different. You have to remember that when you're talking about actual delegates, Bernie Sanders came very close. And Hillary Clinton had an advantage from the start with the superdelegates, which is part of a stacked deck.
Should she be fired tonight? Should she be part? They're going to keep her on for a week, but after what's going on, should she be part of this at all?
Look, I look at it this way. Ultimately, I want to hear from Secretary Clinton what she thinks about what the DNC did. because it'd be interesting to see if the emails reveal any connections between the Clinton campaign and the DNC, whether there was any coordination.
All right. Well, if I were Senator Bernie Sanders, I wouldn't be satisfied with an apology. I'd want to have them tell me how to fix it and level the playing field.
This thing is so bad that under other circumstances, a candidate like Bernie Sanders could end up bolting the party over this. That's how serious this is.
All right, Congressman, thank you. Nice to see you soon.
Thank you.